Okay, last topic po tayo for the executive department, no? Yung veto powers tayo of the president, no? Ito pong veto powers na to, alam naman natin na hindi siya creature actually ng Article 6 and Article 7. It's a creation of Article 6 sa Legislative Department. Pero maganda kasi i-tackle from the perspective ng Executive Department kasi ito talaga yung role ng presidente sa lawmaking powers, di ba? Sa lawmaking process, okay? So tandaan niyo po as a general rule, hindi po pwede ang pag-veto ng specific provision under a bill o in a bill. Sabihin natin, RH law, ayaw ni President yung Section 10, 12, 15, 20. Pwede ba i-veto lang ni President yung mga specific provisions na yun? Tapos yung buong law, ipirmahan niya, approve, ganon. Hindi po pwede yun. No? Ayan, in the exercise, sabi po sa Bengzon versus Drilon, in the exercise of the veto powers of the President, he shall either veto the entire bill or none at all. Kung may ayaw kang apat na provisions at talagang hindi mo siya kayang i-digest, sabi natin, yung president, no? Hindi niya kayang sikmurain kung ano man yung provisions na yun, he has to veto the entire bill. No? One or none. Okay, one or none. Entire or none. Okay, ngayon, what are the exceptions, no? Item veto at saka doctrine of inappropriate provision. So what is an item veto? Yan po yung pwede kang mag-nitpick. You can veto specific items, specific provisions in a bill. Kailan lang po pwedeng gawin to? Revenue, tariff bill, at saka appropriations bill. Okay? So ano po yung revenue bill? Tax yan, no? Tandaan nyo po yung train law. Kung makikita nyo, no? May mga vetoed provisions po yung president dyan. Okay? Makikita nyo po ito dun sa website ng BIR. Okay? Andun po kasi yung updated National Internal Revenue Code ng Pilipinas, no? Andiyan po. Nakikita nyo dyan sa NIRC, I have to check na lang din kung nakalagay doon. Pero may mga vetoed provisions talaga yung president dyan eh. President Duterte at that time, no? Tingnan natin. Anyway, pwede ka mag-veto, yun lang ang point ko. Kasi taxation law yan eh, no? Revenue bill, okay? Same thing po sa tariff at saka po sa appropriation. Appropriation is the budget, di ba? The budget is enacted by the Congress, no? Kung may mga ayaw yung president na budget na nilagay dyan, pwedeng tanggalin. Pwedeng tanggalin. Okay. Tingnan ko kung meron dito. Ayan, oh. Ito sa NIRC, ito sa ano, BIR. The amendments introduced by the Train Law on Section 6F was vetoed by the President. The veto message reads, I am constrained to veto the provision under Section F of the enrolled bill that effectively maintains a special tax rate of 15% gross income for the aforementioned employees to wit, blah, blah, blah. O, di ba may ganun, may mga, makita niyo dyan sa BIR website na to, no? Yung talaga mga vetoed provisions ng President sa Train Law. Well, which is not unconstitutional kasi nga revenue bill kasi to. Okay? So doctrine of inappropriate provisions, the president may veto riders in a bill. To recall, what are riders? Riders are provisions which are not germane or related to the subject matter of the bill. Ano example? Sabihin natin, anti-terror bill. Yun yung gagawing law. Tapos maglalagay ka ng reproductive health provisions do sa pinaka-law na yun, di ba? Hindi pwede yan kasi that provision is not germane to the subject of the bill. A subject ng bill is anti-terrorism. Wag kang magpasok ng iba. Pag nagpasok ka ng iba, pwedeng i-veto ng president as an exception. Doctrine of inappropriate provisions. Okay, last topic for this one. What is a pocket veto? A pocket veto is the power to veto a bill by simply refusing to sign it. Basically, hindi ko aaktan yan para hindi siya maging law. Tanong, applicable ba yan sa Philippines? The answer is no. It is inapplicable in the Philippines. Kasi in the Philippines, if a law was not signed by the president, it will lapse into a law. It will lapse into a law. Ano po example nito? No? Ito, naghanap ako sa internet. Ang example po nito, yung isang subsidiary ng Philippine Airlines. Isa yung subsidiary, nag-expire yung franchise. Okay, yung franchise nag-expire, no? Kailangan ng law para ma-renew yung franchise. O, ayan, renewal na. Ang nangyari po dito, the franchise renewal lapsed into a law kasi the president did not act on it. Okay, so if he did not act on it, it will lapse into law. It has the same effect as a signed law. The bill shall become a law as if he had signed it. Okay, nagdagdag din po tayo ng examples dito, no? The president signs into law the Appropriations Act passed by the Congress. However, the president vetoed multiple items in the same, no? Such as the appropriation to the DepEd, Department of Energy. The whole Senate wanted to override the veto or to challenge the constitutionality of the presidential vetoes. The House of Representatives agreed with the actions of the President. So, question, can the Senate override the presidential vetoes? No. Kasi kailangan po ng 2/3 vote and 2 of all the members of the House of Representatives at saka Senate. Pag Senate lang gusto mag-veto, ayaw naman i-veto, pag Senate lang ang gusto mag-override, ayaw naman mag-override ng Congress, ng mga congressman, wala tayong magagawa. The Senate cannot override the presidential vetoes. Okay, on the other hand, were the presidential vetoes unconstitutional? No. They were constitutionally sound kasi appropriation act ito, di ba? It's a budget matter. It's a budget matter. So, pwede siya mag-item veto talaga as an exception. Okay. So, yan po, no? This ends our discussion for the executive department. Legislative na tayo. Sige.